Hey, it's Tom
And Tracy.
with Twin Cities Weekend. We've been up to a lot of stuff, and we're here to tell you about it.
We were recently at the Guthrie Theater with the 20,000 square foot back area that we got a private tour of.
Right, yeah, they gave us a private tour of the whole place. We got to see a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff, and we went out on the Endless Bridge. You got to see the view of the Stone Arch Bridge and the river. And
Got to see my favorite part, the ghosts of the plays past that are all over the walls inside the building.
Right. It was a pretty neat experience, so why don't you come check it out?
Hey everybody, I'm Tracy.
I'm Tom with Twin Cities Weekend.
We are here at the beautiful Guthrie Theater in Minneapolis.
It's amazing. This iconic theater was an idea that started back in the late 1950s.
Yep.
It was built in 1963 by Sir Tyrone Guthrie. Him and a handful of others got together. They were tired of the high ticket prices in Broadway and these extravagant productions, and they came up with this concept of a nonprofit theater. And the Guthrie was kind of a birthplace for that. So that's kind of, it was actually at a different location.
Yep.
You know what about?
1963, it was just down the road.
Yep.
And then in 2006 is when the new location opened up.
Yeah, this building is absolutely amazing. It's breathtaking with the views and everything to see here. There's more than just shows that go on here, but Harvey's playing right now, so grab a family member, grab your loved ones, grab your date, bring them down to the Guthrie, show them the views, come see the shows.
We got a behind-the-scenes tour of their 20,000 square foot production area, and we got to spend a little time with Lana and Jeffrey from the Guthrie Theater.
It's amazing. Come check it out.
Welcome to the Guthrie Theater. We're here on the banks of the Mississippi River in our 3-theater complex to walk you through some of our public lobby spaces and give you a glimpse backstage. We're here on the Endless Bridge, sticking out 178 feet from the surface of our building. You can see views of the Stone Arch Bridge, the Mississippi River, St. Anthony Falls. Really, this is where the city of Minneapolis began. Above and around us, you'll also notice these interesting images on the wall. These are all past production photos from our former home on Vineland Place. They've come over to us here, not as projections as they sometimes appear, but actually as a thin onion skin wallpaper. There are more than 7,000 panels throughout the building to create these images. And since they're all our past productions, we lovingly like to think of them as the ghosts of the Guthrie Theater. If you come over to this large window here, you get some great views of our historic neighborhood. And you can also look back at the arc that frames the Wordle Thrust stage, our signature space. There are also production images that are actually etched into the steel. So welcome to level 9. This is our POLAD lobby. There's some great views here of the same things we saw out at the Endless Bridge, but now higher up. So our central lobby spaces are raised 50 feet up in the air. Here we are upstairs on level 9. So if you look out these great amber windows, as we lovingly like to refer to our amber box, this is the brainchild of French architect Jean Nouvel. He was the winner of a Pritzker Prize in 2008, just after completing our space in June of 2006 as his first North American project. Really what this features is where the city of Minneapolis started and what it's grown to become. So you get the sweeping views over here of downtown Minneapolis. Also know that this is a great public lobby space that you can visit anytime on your own. It's outside of our third space, the Dowling Studio, which is a black box theater that seats about 200 seats. Here we are backstage at the Guthrie Theater. So to either side are our two main stages, the Wordle Thrust, which seats about 1,100, and the McGuire Proscenium stage, which seats approximately 700. The blue glass wall is part of our public lobby spaces, so people can always get a glimpse down to what we're working on. Having this location here with 25-foot tall ceilings and a 22,000 square foot scene shop really enables us to build as big as we can dream. So here we are in our Wordle Thrust stage, our signature space that seats up to 1,100 people. On stage right now, you see them hard at work to set up the deck or the floor that's refitted for every Guthrie production. Some of the unique things about our Thrust stage is that it really juts out into the audience. So nobody's more than 52 feet from the middle of the stage, which brings a nice intimacy to the space. We're really proud to have these unique stages to welcome our guests, and we also offer backstage tours every Friday and Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. But we always encourage people to come and check out our public lobbies as well. So these spaces are open to you anytime you'd like to come visit.
I'm Jeff Mianza, and I'm the Associate Artistic Director here at the Guthrie, and I joined in August of 2015, joining Joseph Hodge from Playmakers Repertory Company in North Carolina. Trouble in Mind is a piece that was written by Alice Childress in the 1950s. It was revolutionary in its time, and in fact very controversial in its time. The producers wanted her, Alice, who is an African-American female playwright, one of the first produced professionally in New York, wanted her to change the ending to her piece, which actually mirrors the play itself, which is about an actor named Willetta, who has her first opportunity on Broadway to perform, and during the course of rehearsals, she realizes that the portrayal of the African-American characters is one that's really troubling for her. And so she has this deep conflict throughout the play of how does she function both in this great opportunity for her, but also is she willing to compromise her own personal standards in order to have this big break. It's an ensemble-y held piece. It is a piece that for many years didn't see a lot of productions until recently. Within the last 10 years or so, it's been produced quite broadly around the country. And I think one of the things that's so important about it is that, like many classic plays, it feels extremely current. Many of the things that she was wrestling with in the 1950s are things that we still wrestle with today. So it's a great opportunity for us to have dialogue around issues of race and representations of race in popular media, but also looking at one of America's major playwrights who is somewhat lesser known.
Well, I have to say that is probably one of the coolest experiences I've ever had. I've done a lot of theater, but I've never been to someplace quite like the Guthrie, both seeing behind the scenes and seeing the stage itself. So
It was great for me because I've never actually been there. I've never really been exposed to traditional theater, so this was really cool to be able to get a behind the scenes feel for what it is.
yeah, I saw a play there some time ago. Wonderful place. You guys should come check it out.
Next up, we went to Title Boxing in Arden Hills and got our butts kicked by Mark and Lana.
That's right. I could barely handle the intense 30-minute boxing workout. It's definitely good exercise. If you're looking to get into shape, it's a place to go.
Or if you're a little out of shape and almost died like Tom, you could really see some important gains in your health.
Hi, I'm Tom.
I'm Tracy with Twin Cities Weekend
We're here in Title Boxing in Arden Hills.
for the Spotlight event segment.
So come with us and check it out.
Hi, Lana Anderson with Title Boxing Club in Arden Hills, and I have our general manager here and my managing partner, Mark Royce.
Hi everybody. Title Boxing Club is a unique boxing club. What we do here is we train like a professional boxer, get in shape like a boxer, but no one's going to punch you in the face. So that's what's unique about our club. Most of our workouts are called a power hour workout. It's a 60-minute workout. It consists of a 15-minute warm-up, everything calisthenic-wise, from running in place, jumping jacks, mountain climbers, push-ups. Get a good warm-up going, get a good sweat going, get their heart rate up. At the end of the 15 minutes, we put the boxing gloves on and we have an 8-round fight with the Title T heavy bag. It's a 100-pound heavy bag. We work that bag hard for 8 3-minute rounds. The coach, like myself, calls out the combinations, shows the combinations to the entire group, pushing them, motivating them, and making corrections so they actually get better with their skill set of boxing. At the end of round 8, we take the gloves off, we grab a medicine ball, we have a seat on the floor, we finish up with a 15-minute core workout that is designed to push you to failure. Pretty much everybody cannot finish our core workout. We throw things at you that you've never seen before with the core workout. It's a lot of fun, it's an intense workout, but anybody can do this. We have people of all walks of life, people that have never worked out before. The first class is free. The only thing that's required is hand wraps, because we got to protect your hands. We have loaner boxing gloves for that first class. Come and give it a try. You'll get the best workout of your life.
So if you could tell people a little bit about the workout, what would you tell them?
It's very intense, full body. You're doing punches, you feel it in your shoulders, your back, your legs. We were doing squats. I mean, I felt it from head to toe.
What brought you to Title?
Well, actually, it was my wife. Thought it was a good way to keep me active during the winter.
So what do you do for a living?
I'm a structural engineer, so desk job, so it's good to get active in the winter especially.
We have a 60 bag rack, 60 100-pound Tidal heavy bags. They're heavy, they're hard, they're designed for resistance training, simulating actually fighting a person. We're open 7 days a week.
Okay.
Classes, if you're a member of the club, you can come in and train any of the hours that we're open.
Okay.
Monday through Friday, we're basically open from 9 in the morning till 9 at night.
We are located at 3529 Lexington Avenue North in Arden Hills. You can also find us on the web at familyfitnessmn.com. Our number here is 651-204-0560. See you soon to hit it hard.
Title Boxing at Arden Hills, and if you want a unconventional, challenging workout, that is the place to go. I'm telling you.
It's the best thing you can get to a near-death experience and pay for it.
One of my favorite spots we hit was Lift Bridge Brewing Company here in historic Stillwater. We got to sample a variety of their beer. Right now it's summer.
Flights, if you will.
Right, flights. Yes, a 5-flight.
They had a flight plan.
Right. But we got to see behind the scenes their whole brewing process and how they store their beer and
Little history.
and it's actually, honestly, some of the best beer I've had lately.
And more beer.
So again,
Beer.
come check it out with us. Beer, 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 beer.
Beer.
Here at Lift Bridge, we're really focused on making handcrafted beers that are world class. Lift Bridge was started in September of 2008 by a local group of home brewers, of which I was one, and it started actually in my garage. It started on the back of a napkin, literally, almost 8 years ago. And since then, have been really expanding ever since. We really do a lot of collaboration, and it's all about pushing the boundaries of what beer is and reaching out to new markets. So right now in Minnesota, it's a great time to be a beer drinker. The market is really endless for what we can do as craft brewers here. Inspiration for beers comes from a variety of sources. So for our flagship beer, Farm Girl, inspiration was actually drawn by my wife, who is a farm girl from Jackson, Minnesota. We wanted to brew a beer that was refreshing, but very drinkable and easily accessible for everyone. So we looked at Belgian Saisons as kind of that inspiration for being a complex beer, but really refreshing and universally appealing. So inspiration comes from everywhere. The consumer always wants what's next. So we talked about even making a beer named What's Next, because everyone wants that new beer. So usually here at the tap room, we have our newest and freshest beers on tap. Typically it's those rare beers that everyone wants, but also more often than not, we find that people come back to the flagships like Farm Girl and Hop Dish, standby beers that people can trust and drink every time they come here. So the tours that we have every Saturday and Sunday, it's a great 45-minute tour. It's free to the public, and we actually offer free samples. So you get 4 different beers, and you get to sample a wide variety of what we're doing right now. Feature live music in the tap room every Thursday night and Friday night, which is pretty cool to come out and hang out in our cozy tap room and have some fresh beers and listen to some cool music. Here at Lift Bridge, we're really into community involvement. Every Tuesday night, we host nonprofits where we donate $1 from every beer to that nonprofit. So it's really important for us to be good community stewards. Also, what's really cool about what's happening right now is that once a year at the Great American Beer Festival, they offer breweries to enter a Pro-Am beer, which is an amateur brewer or a home brewer that brews their recipe on our equipment. Here, I think this morning we judged 28 beers, and whatever we deem to be the best, we'll go on to actually brew that batch on our system and then be submitted to the Denver Great American Beer Festival, and hopefully we win. Hi, I'm Brad Glenn. I am the co-founding owner here at Lift Bridge Brewery, and currently I run all of our sales department and tap room and event functions. This is our packaging area, so it's our filter over there. It's a centrifuge that spins beer. And we have our keg line, so that kegs beer out. Again, it looks kind of different when we're actually kegging beer. And this is our can line. Works pretty fast. We do about 300 cases of cans in about 3 hours. Freezer we keep at 0 degrees and all of our hops are in here. This is a Sauvignon barrel, which we're aging Farm Girl in. So that'll be neat to have a kind of red wine Farm Girl. So here in our barrel aging area, we have a few different beers aging. We have our Commander barley wine, which is a great English style barley wine that we age in bourbon barrels. We also have our Silhouette Imperial Stout, which is also aged in bourbon barrels. That in 2015 was the top rated beer in Minnesota. So we're really proud of that, and we want to keep that barrel aging program growing. So here in the warehouse, we keep adding layers of barrels to this program. Mainly they're whiskey barrels from Heaven Hills, or we have some Wild Turkey barrels, and then some other cool barrels that we're trying out, like wine barrels and sherry barrels and brandy barrels.
So that was the Lift Bridge Brewing Company. We should probably be talking more like this, leaving the Lift Bridge, but
But it's hot outside, so it's okay. We sweat it off.
yeah. In all fairness, great place to check out if you are in historic Stillwater here.
Yep.
They've got, like I said, samplings. They do tours every weekend, so
And music.
and music. Yeah. It's an experience, not
Yes.
just a bar or not
There
just
you
a brewing company. So.
One of the stops along the way that we made was at Maple Island Brewing, visiting local musician Joel Cachel before he took off on his international tour
At a brewery, another brewery.
at a brewery. And Tom here had the day off because he was a little sore from title boxing.
Yeah, I couldn't get out of it.
But Joel's on tour, and we got to talk to him before he took off, so check it out. Hey everybody, it's Tracy with Twin Cities Weekend. We are here at Maple Island Brewing in Stillwater, Minnesota, right by the bridge, interviewing local artist Joel Cachel before his 5-week tour.
Ranch cheese curds, strawberries, bacon, honey mustard. So I was born in Rochester, Minnesota. When I was 1, my family moved to Indiana. And I lived there for 10 years. When I was in 6th grade, my family had moved back to Woodbury, Minnesota. Started touring, traveling, to go to Europe. My girlfriend, now my fiance, we moved to Colorado. We moved to Colorado, and that was just kind of a dream come true. I remember when I was a kid, my parents took me to Colorado, and I just was blown away by these mountains, beautiful scenery. You know, I feel like you have to go on your gut when it comes to certain circumstances, whether it's music or, you know, friends or relationships or whatever. You know, you know about what's best for you. For the first few years, you know, I had to come to a point where I was on a professional level where I could perform in front of a large audience and be captivating. And I'm all about putting the time and putting the work in. I look at my music as a business. This is something that I'm able to do. And I always say, start with your first dreams. You know, if you have these dreams when you were a kid, go accomplish those. If anyone would like to check out my music, you can check out jkmusic.com.
Next place we went to was Chi List, the pop-up party.
Yep.
Sports local businesses. It was at the Avery, where they go up attached to the ceiling and
Yes.
they do these aerobatics. You guys try to
We
get me
did
to
not do that though.
No, I
because we
refuse
would
to do
fall,
that. Right.
especially after Tom's near-death experience at Title.
do it. I think that between all of the segments that we go to, that they're trying to kill me.
Just slowly.
So, but anyway, they had vendors, the local vendors, and clothes and food samples, and again, the aerial stuff is fantastic. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Come check it out. We got a lot of good footage of it.
Yeah.
Like one big dance party.
Hey everybody, I'm Tracy.
I'm Tom with Twin Cities Weekend.
We are here at the aviary for the Chi List launch party.
We're gonna go check it out. Come with us. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your company?
Okay, so NutriShop is a sports nutrition and wellness company.
What is your guys' mission or goal with your company?
Basically to provide people with the right nutritional information. We do a lot of sports nutrition.
So they can come in anytime and see you and the big guy here?
Yep, that's Cody.
I'm here with Andy with Fine Grain Studios. Andy, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Good. Can you tell me a little bit about your studio?
Sure. I in the last year I left my job in corporate IT, doing software development and all that kind of stuff, and I decided to pursue my passion. I'm making a go of it, and I'm really happy, and I've never been happier in my whole life.
Check us out online to stay tuned for our next event.
All right, so from the Chi List, we met the ladies of MAI Yoga. And we actually went and visited them, and we're gonna let them talk about their brand and the yoga clothing because I don't do yoga. And we all know that Tom doesn't do yoga because
Come on,
we're gonna let him not die this week.
I could do yoga. I could do it.
I'm Emma. I am the owner of the company.
I'm Lizzie. I'm the designer at MAI. It's the mirror image of I am. It comes from our mantra, I am enough. Emma started the company. I'd never met anyone like her. She's so empowering, she's not just empowered herself, but she empowered me. It's just been this really cool transition for us to collaborate together. Yeah. Me taking on more of the visual design elements, Emma continuing to build the production, the logo production, the incredible fit and pattern making is all her, and we're just this good balance.
We know the people that are making our clothing, and we're really proud to be a locally made company and have every intention to keep it that way.
I want to create jobs, keep it local. As far as process goes, I like to see all of my inspiration around me on my walls. I live downtown, have a really great skyline view that I'm looking at. And I specifically love designing at night. It's when the world is quiet. There's a lot of darkness combined with this really rich energy. So you'll see a lot of really great contrast in our collection that isn't only vibrant and flattering on people, but it also is very modern.
A MAI Mixer is a party where you get your girlfriends together. Maybe it's 5, 25. You find a space that can hold that group, and then we come to you. We teach you a yoga class, and we bring our clothing in.
If you host a mixer party, you act kind of as a stylist, you sell to your friends. When they purchase things, you also earn clothing credit. So you're basically getting free, amazing clothing, and we're so excited about it. It's based off of our enormous success at event selling. Mm-hmm. That's really become our lane. It's where we feel this energy from our customers, and then they feel it from us too. Yeah. And they put on our clothing, and it might look different than what they're used to seeing because we're not doing it the same way. And then to see the surprise on their faces when they put it on and wow, this really does fit, this really does work, it's exciting.
Birthday parties, bachelorette parties, a girls' wine night, host it in your backyard, your basement, your local community center. We'll work with you one-on-one to find the right place. Go online to our website. We have all the information about having a MAI Mixer on there. It's www.fashionbymai, which is MAI.com. Contact us, we'll get it set up, we'll get a certified yoga instructor, and we'll have a lot of fun.
Bam, nailed it. All right, so we got to see the process that the cheerleaders go through, well, a little snippet of the process that they go through to actually make it on the team.
Right. I could never do any of this stuff.
You could. I think it would take a little bit longer.
A little more title boxing, I think, and
A
little
lot
bit of
more
yoga,
title boxing.
right? A little bit of that flexibility, then maybe I can go try out to be a cheerleader.
Uh-huh. Yep. We are here at the Mall of America for the final Vikings cheerleader tryouts with the head coach, Tammy.
Hello, thank you for being here. Wasn't it a great show?
It was fantastic. Now, how long have you guys actually been working on this moment?
So we've been putting together, we call it training camp, for the last 2 weeks, where we've been producing both our semifinal and our final show. We had 22 qualified expert judges on our panel, and we do that so that we can get different perspectives, whether it's dance and cheer, or it's a modeling and fitness, or could be marketing. They're ambassadors of the Vikings organization, so we want lots of different people helping us to make the selection. And tonight I know the judges probably had really tight scores because all 60 of them were great. But only 42 will get the phone call tomorrow. And then we will post on Vikings.com the final team so that the public can know who's made it once we've made that final phone call.
Can you tell us a little bit about the process of becoming a cheerleader?
Yeah, definitely. So I tried out a couple times before making the team. This is actually my 9th time being at finals. So every year it gets harder and harder, but once you're on the team, you know exactly what you need to do to keep your spot. And this last year I went to the Pro Bowl on behalf of the NBC. That was an honor, so I got to do a lot of the choreography that you see here today.
You guys all get along, or?
We spend a lot of time together. We're all around the same age and stage of life, so there's a lot of experiences that we get to share and network as well. So we love each other.
Can you tell us a little bit about the audition process?
Yeah, so the process is a little lengthy, but it's really, really rewarding if you have the chance to make it. You start with open auditions. You have anybody can come to that. Cut the group down to 60 finalists, and then from there you've got 2 weeks of nonstop going. So we've got an interview with the panel of judges, a test on Vikings history, Vikings knowledge. We have training camp every night for 2 weeks. We have a semifinal pageant that has swimwear and onstage question, and then finals at Mall of America.
So that sounds pretty intense.
I couldn't picture not coming back for another season. All the opportunities you get, you know, I've traveled overseas to visit our military. I have gotten to meet so many really cool people throughout the process, and I met some of my best friends on the team, as cheesy as that is to say.
Yeah, a couple of the other girls told us about how you guys are kind of all in it together. So,
yeah, absolutely. You have to cheer each other on and be motivated together, otherwise you won't make it through the whole process.
That was a little snippet of what we got to see the Vikings cheerleaders go through right at the end of the tryouts to become an actual Viking cheerleader.
Right, yeah. I could never do that. I mean, maybe with a little more title boxing and a little more MAI yoga.
A little? A lot.
A
lot more.
A bit. Anyway, thanks for hanging out with us and seeing all the cool places that we got to see around the Twin Cities. Follow us on Facebook, Twin Cities Weekend. We might be coming to a hotspot near you.